Shalom, King David. Shalom to you and Gentile. 20-minute book read highlights, man. The Secret History of Human Resets, the Great Mud Flood of 1834, the 1587 Plasma Event, the Biblical Flood and Other Historical Reset Theories by Johnny Davis. Salt Lake City in 1850. Salt Lake City was still a wilderness outpost before 1870. Its first railroad was not completed until 1869. Population was 12,000. Salt Lake is an arid mountain desert, though it does have a few trees and large stone quarries. Does this map show a Wild West town originally built from the ground up 20 years, or does the map show a few buildings and infrastructure left from previous civilization to see the next one? Mudflood theorists argue that the city seems perfectly laid out, where Mormons, expert land topographers and cartographers, Christian that is, also when a people organically form a city and build it from scratch. They start with shanty shacks made of timber and mud huts. A new city with a population of 12,000 people might not construct an enormous structure like Salt Lake Temple before it has had a chance to grow. You have to ask these questions, people, man. I'll continue reading. How was the tabernacle built before railroad? Was the tabernacle a blimp hangar? The Mormons had built this unique-looking tabernacle. Historians want to date the structure's construction after Salt Lake City had the railroad in 1869, but the exact years of construction conflict depending on the historian you read. Some say the tabernacle was constructed between 1864 and 1867. Perhaps they're doctoring the story, so it looks like it was built after the railroad arrived. Henry Grow, a bridge builder, designed built this tabernacle to span as broad an area as he could without using interior supports. He constructed the roof like a lattice bridge, which vertically distributes the heavy weight of the roof and keeps the sandstone bruteness in alignment. Brutness, forgive me if I said that wrong. This Salt Lake Temple is famous for its superior acoustics. That its builders designed the tabernacle so that all the attendees could hear the speaker's voice from wherever they sat. The tabernacle features an enormous organ. I'll read this and I'll go back to my notes. A bizarre aerial view of the tabernacle in the 1930s shows how the tabernacle choir has Salt Lake Airport painted on top of it. The mainstream historians say that the airplanes keep getting lost as a sign with a arrow had to point out the location of the airport. Some Mudflood theorists believe that the tabernacle looks like an old blimp or airship hangar. Yes, I believe so. And it was understood as such. It was understood as such in the 1930s, but I was chucking it down out there, man. Airship were popular in the previous civilizations in Tartaria, as we learned. Go Paul, that's right, my boy. Maybe the tabernacle was originally built as a hippodrome to store large blimp, since it has no interior supports or columns. So yeah, I believe that they just took the buildings that were there, and the Mormons just adapted it as their own. Well, I'll read my notes now, people. I'll put in my notes, taking into consideration, I'll hover it over the page. Taking into consideration the Papa Bulls and the invasion into the Holy Lands, America. Also, Webster's 1828 dictionary definition of an American. The copper-coloured tribes found their body Europeans. Also, the fact that Christopher Columbus took Lewis to Taurus, an Aramaic, Paleo-Hebrew interpreter. America is our land, and we have plenty of evidence to show this proof. People came into our land and claimed it as their own. Please refer to the Doctrine of Discovery. The Paleo tribes put the indigenous into perpetual servitude with Dumdai verses 1452. They took our historical document, the Bible, added to it and claimed it as their own. They created religion a twist of truth and lies to fool you, to take you away from the law of higher. They took us away from our original identity as noble and sovereign children of higher and taught us lies. In their indoctrination system, the oppressor certainly live up to their name. They set up fake preachers to deceive you, to steal your mind and money. They put the Utah people inhabited a large portion of what is now Utah or Judah, or Fort Judah. The Paiute people traditionally lived in southern Utah or Judah and have ancestral ties to the region, and I put the list goes on with the tribes and the original people who were there. Now some information on Joseph Smith. Okay, so he was born on April the 6th,